Hi, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to edit one of the templates for the color by numbers. So this is in the original template that I shared during the webinar. However, you do have access to that one in the same set of links where you can find other ones. I chose this one for the video, the shortened video, because I changed this template around just a little bit so that we get clarification for students over on the side, whether their answers are correct or not. So the first thing that we're going to do this video is just going to cover how to edit this template, these questions and these answers, and that's it. There'll be a second video that shows you how to edit the pictures, so to add your own picture on there. And then I'll have a third video showing you how to hide your answers and your second sheet at the end. That way there'll be 3 really short videos and you only have to watch the one that you need. Again, so you want to get started with this one. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. We're going to keep posting webinars, other activities, and tutorials for you to follow along. And always absolutely free. So I'm going to go over here. This is in the description. You can find a list. These are all the activities that I've created, or the majority of. I haven't finished updating it, but I do update this often. So from here, this is the website. Again, I'm Jorgelina, and I teach high school math. So most of my activities are geared towards high school math. So I made it quite easy just to keep all of those templates here. And we're going to be using the Harry Potter one. The dragon one, this color by numbers dragon, is the one that we used during the webinar. So you're free to use that one. And then the windmill one is the one that we edit in the webinar. These 2 pictures were colored in by Debbie. So I'm going to click on here. It's going to prompt me to make a copy of that Harry Potter. And I'm just going to hit that button, make a copy. So now I have a copy that belongs to me. When you open that file up in the copy, nothing is hidden yet. So you have your sheet 2, which is what we're going to be using to edit. And then you have your sheet 1 with all of the formulas in here. So there's only one formula at work here, and that formula is very complex. If you are familiar with Google Sheets, you are more than welcome to go and take a look at it. It took me about 19 to 20 hours to develop that formula, so I don't want to sit here and go through it, but definitely if you're good with formulas, you can take a look at it and see how to add additional questions, remove questions, and things like that. But for now, we're going to be focusing on templates that go up to 10 questions. We do have templates with different answers, different numbers that will work the same way as this, so different number of problems. And you can head over to the Facebook group and find the ones that people have been kind enough to share over there. Okay, so this is, again, the template, blank. These are the answers here. So these are the answers that I currently have set up. The way that this works is that students have to type in their answers in order for the picture to color in. However, I do recognize that some students might not want to work in order, but I hope you appreciate how long it would take to make just a bunch of different pictures that work, whether or not their questions are right or wrong. So I wanted to make it so that students can still see whether or not their answers are correct, even if the picture doesn't color. So the answer that I have set up for right now is number 1. So when they put in a number 1, it turns green, and also the picture colored. So now let's say they move on to question number 6. So we're going to put in 6 here. That's the correct answer. So that it's at least alerting students that their answer is correct, even though the picture hasn't colored yet. The picture is going to color once all of these are filled in, right? So now let's say for number 4, they put in the number 5. That's incorrect. So again, it's alerting them so that they know that that answer has a mistake on it. Now, once I put the 2 in, the 2 colors in, 3, 4, 5, and now the 5 and the 6 colored in together. 6, 7, 8, 9, and then our last one, number 10. Okay, so again, this was just a quick 5 minutes kind of walking you through how it is, but likely you already know what this is about because you clicked on the video. So now how do we edit them? So I did give you guys places to put in your title of your worksheet. So I am going to just change this text here, and I'm just going to change it to training. You should change it to whatever you want your activity to be called. Then you can change the title here, training. You can type in some directions on this one. And if you're so inclined, you can definitely type in your learning target up here. I actually got the idea of putting the learning targets on my activity from Mimi, who is an awesome member of the group. She shares all kinds of pixel activities. She's amazing. So ever since I saw that she does that, I started doing them on mine. I feel like it's amazing, a wonderful place for us to have those learning targets on. So I do include them in all of mine now. Okay, so those are the few things. Then we want to start editing the questions. So in this box, these are going to be where your questions go. The questions can be anything that you want. So for example, I want to type a question on here that is very long so I can show you how to wrap text. So this is a very long one. So I've already set these up so that the text wraps. On the one that we did in the webinar, it does not wrap. So what you would have to do is you would have to click on the field and make sure that this setting here, text wrapping, is actually set to the center one, which is set to wrap. That way your text shows up nice and neat that way. Okay, so again, another question. And you would just type them up here. The way that I create math questions, so if I wanted to create a question about mathematics, I would use PowerPoint. So I would open up PowerPoint, create the equation on PowerPoint, and then save that as a picture. And then I would update this with a picture from PowerPoint because PowerPoint creates a PNG. Okay, so again, I teach high school math. That's how I would input my formulas. I do not use any external tools like Equatio. I prefer to use PowerPoint. Now to set the answers. This is the easiest part of this, and maybe I should have started with this in case you didn't want to watch all this. But over on sheet 2, so the way that this formula is set up is it's telling this to go match this answer to whatever's on sheet 2. So on sheet 2, we want to ignore this here. This is just 100% what the pictures look like, and you'll see those in the second video. We're looking at these here, problem numbers and problem answers. So it's telling you for problem number 1, what do you want your answer to be? So whatever you type in here, it can be a word, it could be a number, it could be a sentence. Whatever you type in here is what you want this answer to be. So let's say I wanted my answer here to be 79% on this one, for example. When I go back here, now it's wrong. This answer is wrong, because it's not 79%. So when you change it to 79%, it's not the correct answer and it worked again. So I'm going to erase all these now because we don't need those. Those are just for you to see what they were set up to. Now answer number 2, let's say you wanted a word on this one. I don't know why you would do both, but so those of you that are using this for maybe a language arts lesson, you can see that this works. I'm going to change this to be the word lesson. So again, what I need to type in here now would be the word lesson. And now it worked. What I would type in here now, let's see the next one, I want it to be a decimal, so I'm going to put 0.87. So when I go in here, I'm going to type in 0.87. And now that answer works. So again, you're just going to put the answers that you want into sheet 2 in the answers column. Let's say I wanted this to be a fraction, 4 out of 5. Then this answer here would be 4 out of 5. So everything's already set up so that it works. And then you would just have to make sure that you edit your questions on this column. So that is all that you're doing. If you have any questions about formatting or anything like that, the best place to get those questions answered is on the Facebook group, and it'll be linked in the description below. Hopefully we'll see you there if you're not there already. And I'll see you on the next video where I show you how to change the pictures.